Alright guys, so we're going to be talking about Transformers Transport to Oblivion. This is the second volume in the Transformers Energon universe. I kind of like how these... Real quick, I don't think I talked about it when I did my review of Scarlet. I like how we've been how Image and Skybound have been slowly setting up this new universe. It's not like... As much as I love the IDW universe, when they tried to throw in and make a Hasbro shared universe, it really didn't exactly work. On the grounds of it was thrown together last minute, whereas here we're kind of building the blocks together, and it's kind of almost like an like a cinematic universe in a way. Like, yeah. Anyway, so the other thing I like too is that the trades come, like the story arcs and trades come out not simultaneously, so you can be like, okay, I can read Transformers and now I can go read when G.I. Joe comes out, then there's a break for all the writers. And the trades come, and again, I've been reading in trade, so it's almost like movie premieres in a way. Now, granted, as of this recording, I haven't read the Destro novel yet, the Destro comic yet. That came out earlier this year. I think Chris is going to be sending me that at some point, like he did this book. Thanks once again, brother. And yeah, so Transformers by Daniel Warren Johnson. After how big the first volume was, it was really exciting to read the second volume. Like what was going to be in the second volume. Like that was a big question. I think a lot of us had was, okay, how are you going to top the next the next volume? So let's actually talk about that, shall we? So basically, in this story, the second volume picks up where the last one left off, where the Autobots and Decepticons are just kind of both licking their wounds. This isn't like in the cartoon where it's like everyone's now like back together and it's all good. No, Bumblebee got fucking annihilated in the first issue of the comic. So the Autobots are only have barely won. They took back the Ark, which Skywarp is now a part of Teletran 2. Meanwhile, Starscream has been kicked out of the Decepticons. He's not dead, but he has gotten kicked out, and Soundwave is now in charge. It's almost like Daniel Warren Johnson went, yeah, why doesn't Soundwave ever take command? Starscream, as many a times we've seen him fuck up, yeah, why doesn't Soundwave take over? So Soundwave is now has found the nemesis with the remaining Decepticons. And now he's reached Shockwave on Cybertron. And this basically is kind of like an adaptation, like a darker adaptation of the episode Transport to Oblivion. So Shockwave brings Cybertron to Earth to drain it of its energon and fuel Cybertron. Meanwhile, Alita has met up with Optimus, who is now kind of going through some shit because Sparkplug, Spike's father, sacrificed himself in order to bring back, the Matrix, to reignite the Matrix of Leadership, and now Optimus's mind is fucking up on some regard. It doesn't really go too deep into it. I imagine the next arc will, so that's why I didn't really talk too much of it. But yeah, I was like, yeah, why is he seeing images of him holding a baby? And then it's like, oh, right, it's probably Sparkplug's memories still inside the Matrix. But anyway, so the story and the overarching story, and I think I talked about this before when I did my review months ago of Volume 1, is that this is a darker realization, and character like George R.R. Martin, and I will say this, that might become a detriment depending on how many more Autobots and Decepticons we lose, but Daniel Warren Johnson is just killing Cybertronians off left and right. You see three well-known Autobots get fucking wrecked. They are dead. And then you have other characters who were established members and then they die. I'm not going to say who lives and who dies, but that is a holy shit. It's almost like George R. R. Martin should look at Daniel Warren Johnson and go, dude, you gotta stop. I don't know if that will be a detriment for later in the Energon universe, or if there's plans, I wouldn't say resurrection, but there's probably definitely going to be plans of utilizing other Autobots and Decepticons throughout. And the other thing that's kind of the overarching thing with Daniel Warren Johnson's comic is that this is a story about the effects of war. This war has basically been raging for over several millennia. and everyone is just tired. Like, the Autobots are tired, the Decepticons are tired, but they keep fighting this fucking war because that's all they know. And that's what I really like about this story, is that's just kind of showing that this war is just... War in itself is just ugly, disgusting, and no one wants this. Like, that's what I really also... I think also Daniel Warren Johnson really conveys that in his artwork, where... it's just kind of like there's this level of exhaustion in everyone, and when you really look at some characters, like facial expressions, even when Optimus is with his big his big mouthpiece. I never liked Optimus with a mouth. I'm just gonna throw that out there right now. But yeah, you see that everyone's just exhausted. Like, this war is tiring, and he also gives a lot of stuff to the other Decepticon. Like, even the Decepticons, like Soundwave just wants to repair Ravage. He also, like, there's also Thundercracker, who is like, yeah, I don't, like, I'm gonna follow orders, but also, like, when he encounters, like, some humans, he's like, fuck it, get out of here, just get out of here. And then he's like, why did you kill them, Soundwave? They weren't a part of the mission. He's like, it doesn't matter, this is war. He's like, I guess. And then you have Astro Train. When we link up with Astro Train again, he actually kidnaps Spike, who admittedly doesn't do much in this one. It's more of Carly's story arc and wanting to get revenge on the Decepticons after her father's killed in Volume 1. But yeah, Spike kind of takes a back seat in here, and we also get to see him with Beachcomber, but also when he gets kidnapped by Astro Train is like treating him with like a prisoner of war in some respect. So everyone's just so everyone on this war, even Shockwave himself, isn't really like logical or thinking clearly. He's clearly out of his mind. It's very reminiscent of like Marvel era Transformers, of like the Marvel Comics Transformers, where Shockwave was kind of out of it. So this war has clearly like you even see Shockwave like laughing maniacally, and everyone's like, dude, this is not Shockwave. Like, that's not the Shockwave. Like, even the Decepticons are like, there's something wrong with Shockwave. Yeah. So yeah. It's just showcasing this war as ugly, brutal, and I wonder how because Daniel Warren Johnson said his series is ending at issue 24. I don't think they're going to end the Transformers run after that. I don't know if they're going to renumber it or if they're going to do something different, but Daniel Warren Johnson said his run on Transformers ends at issue 24. I'm curious to see how that will play out, but yeah, for right now, Daniel Warren Johnson has just been rocking it with this Transformers comic. I will say that the other thing is that when we have Alita here, Alita 1, a lot of people were mad that, like, she's kind of what she does in here. But I'm like, you clearly haven't read IDW Alita, so I get it. Anyway, so if you like the first volume, you're gonna fucking love this. And I just absolutely adore the Energon universe. I'm really excited to read Destro whenever I get it. And Chris, thank you so much for showing me and introducing me to these books. And yeah, I can't wait to read the future Energon universe. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of Transformers Volume 2? Did you guys like it, hate it? Comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time, the Multiverse.